Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from TW White & Sons Mazda. Okay, here we have a Mazda CX-5. This is the 184 PS 2.2 diesel all-wheel drive automatic car. This is a particularly high spec, being the all-wheel drive and the Sport Nav Plus model, and a bit of a rarity these days. Now, we used to sell a ton of diesel all-wheel drive sports on the previous shape, but then all the sort of bad press about diesels, etc., which wasn't entirely true, meant that a lot of our sales became petrols and petrol autos. And although the petrol autos are a lovely car, they can feel a bit anemic, I would say, and if you're an enthusiastic driver, you might find them slightly lacking, but an absolutely brilliant car. But this has got the benefit of having a Euro 6 Plus engine. So this is a super clean diesel engine. You can go into London. So there's, these cars aren't going to be driven off the road for a long time yet. Probably the same time as petrol engine cars, I'd imagine. But this benefits from the all-wheel drive and the 184 PS. Oh, sorry, there's a bit of rubbish there. PS diesel engine. So before they were 175. This is 184. So plenty of punch. And should you be somebody who likes to tow, this is one of the best cars for that. I know they've won plenty of awards, caravan magazines, tow magazines, etc. I've actually driven one of these across Europe, Christmas time, with snow tyres on the autobahn, and it behaved beautifully, kept up with that autobahn traffic on the motorway, which was very daunting. So very good at high speed, super comfortable. Really well equipped. In fact, I travelled 1,017 miles in one sitting in one of these, only just to fill up with fuel, etc. So I'm a big fan, as you can tell. Now, I always like to give a little bit of background on the vehicles, where we got them from, etc, etc. Now, fortunately enough, we have a really loyal customer base, and about 80% of our cars are derived from part exchange. However, there is a local dealer, a Mazda dealer from us, who have actually closed down recently, and this was one of their cars that they had sold new. Okay, now we have acquired it, which is why the number plates are very similar to ours. We also share LV, LX, LY. So it was a Masters Mazda car originally. We've now acquired it, and we are super excited to have this as a part of our used car offering, because I don't think we have another. As I say, most of them have been like petrol autos, because people have been a little bit, cautious when it comes to diesel cars, etc. But, this, especially in the current climate, I'd be buying one of these, because you get a lot more to the gallon from one of these than you would out of the petrol. Okay, and it's very sure-footed as well. So let's start round the back and work our way in. And please do study the photos. This car is in beautiful condition. Absolutely beautiful condition. We collected this from our buying department. Gave it a quick hoover. Now look at this, a great sign of ownership. Floor mats, no, but more so the rubberized boot mat. Look at that there. You've got a space there where there used to be an area for a spare wheel. Okay, that's actually your BOSE stereo. But because this car is the later models, in fact, I'll show you. The earlier cars, you just would fill up with diesel, and then, as there's always improvements on emissions, etc., over time, this car, and you only have to fill this up maybe once a year, add blue, okay, which makes it even more efficient. Okay, there you are. But because of that AdBlue tank, it actually inhibits the space for a spare wheel, which is why the spare wheels weren't available in this car. But really, you could always put a spare wheel in the back. I'm sure it's not a problem. Now, you've got these ingenious little levers. Now, I also want to draw your attention to the condition of this boot. Normally, on SUVs, they're all scratched, there's dog hairs and bits and pieces, because they are, a practical car. But look at this, absolutely beautiful. And you've got these really ingenious little levers there, look at that. Now that I think is probably known as a ski hatch. I've never been skiing in my life. For me, that would be my DIY hatch. And I think that'd come in very useful. So look at that, it goes almost flat. Oh, and then to get them up, just spring them back up again. So really easy, you can do it all with one hand. In here we have the important drinks holders, but more importantly, USB chargers, okay? So no squabbling in the back, you know, about charging devices, etc. You've got your ISOFIX anchorages on the two outer rear seats. It's a real family car. Look at the opening at the back. So whether you have very young children and you need access to get them in and out of child seats, very, very easy. And I, to be kind to myself, am a broad chappy, okay, to put it nicely. But if I was to get my son, my 3-year-old son, in and out of the car here, I'd be able to do it with ease, and my elderly parents would be able to get in and out. So I say it's a real sort of family car, and they really built that into the design, you know, the accessibility there. And of course the front is also very accessible. Okay, now I'm rushing this a little bit because the heavens have opened. You've got this auto tail lift, okay. And let's get in the car. You've got your electric windows mirrors here. There's a paper mat there. I don't know why my valeter does that. You've got electric windows mirrors, BOSE stereo. You've got your 8-way electric seat, passenger as well, but the driver has 2 memory settings. And you can program your keys to those memory settings. So should you use your key to open the car, the seat will adjust to how you have set it. And should the second driver open it with their key, the seat will move to how they have set it. Right, so we've got 2 keys with the car, okay? The other one I've got in the file. There you go, Masters Mazda, just up the road from us. So thank you very much for the car. Foot on the brake, press this button, car fires into life. Now, I would describe this car as one of those cars that has always been in good condition in terms of its cleanliness, okay? It looks as we took them, as I remember taking these off transporters. In fact, they're much the same as the brand new ones, bar a larger sat-nav screen. This is a well looked after car, and as I say, I know this sounds really silly, but boot mat is a real good sign of ownership. So are mud flaps as well, and I always find the condition of the car very, very good. The car's on 13,766 miles. Okay, there's no wear on the car at all, as you'd imagine. No premature wear on the steering wheel or the seat. Okay, now being a plus model, you've got the radar cruise control, so adaptive cruise, so it'll track the car in front, slow down when they slow down. You've got auto lights, wipers, they're LED. I'll show you a bit more of that a bit later. You've got parking sensors front and rear. You've also got a rear camera. You've got lane departure warning. The car will warn you if you veer out of a lane without indicating, just to say, you know, pay attention, but you can turn it off. So it obviously may irritate certain people. Traction control, I-stop, which is the intelligent engine start-stop, which will turn the engine off when the car's stationary to save on, to be more kind to the environment, producing less CO2, but also being very more kind on your pocket. And I think in this day and age, that's certainly something we all have to consider with this huge price hike in fuel. Okay. So let's move over to here. Now, being the plus model, you've got this newer panel. You've got the heated steering wheel there. They used to have heated steering wheel, heated seats. The heated seats are now down here, 3-stage. And you've got your climate control panel. You've got a 6-speed automatic gearbox. You can drive it manually like so. Now, I just want to emphasize, this is a 6-speed, like traditional gearbox in terms of it's seamless and it doesn't roll back on hills, because some modern boxes aren't so seamless and they do roll back on hills, which can be quite disconcerting to people who are used to the more traditional boxes. But this is modern in the terms of it changes very quickly, it's very efficient, it's 6-speed, it's, you know, it's superb. I couldn't change gear as quickly as this. Okay. Now this here is touchscreen. However, I would get used to using the multimedia commander, or as I call it, the human interface, because once you start moving, this is no longer a touchscreen for obvious reasons. Very dangerous to sort of touch screens as you drive along. Now, this car is the Plus model, and it's also got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, don't worry, I know that's greyed out, and it may seem to not have it. It does have it. As soon as you plug you have the lead in, the USB lead, and then plug it in here, that will go out. So regardless of having an Apple or an Android phone, you've got CarPlay, which means you can utilize your apps on your phone. You know, not all of them, there are only certain that driving compatible. For example, Google Maps, Waze, Spotify, WhatsApp, etc. Okay, but this does have a built-in sat nav, which, remember I mentioned earlier, I've traveled across Europe. You know, I used the sat nav. It was a couple of years ago now, and I wasn't really that familiar with CarPlay. Okay, now I do apologise, it's gone a bit dark here. I hope this is okay and you can still see what I'm doing. Let's see if I can get some lighting. I don't think that will help at all. No. Okay. Right, so let's speed this up a little bit in case it goes completely dark. So in your apps page there, you've got things like your fuel economy monitor, vehicle status monitor, entertainment, you've got FM, AM, digital radio, our Stitcher, our apps, okay? Oh God, it's gone really dark now. And Bluetooth, so once your phone is paired up, you can also stream music, and you've got USB 1 and 2 that live in the, live here in the centre armrest. Oh, it's gone a bit lighter now. That must have been something to do with my phone. The ones in the back only charge. The ones at the front charge and read data. Also want to draw your attention to this piano black material that they use here. And I'm just amazed at the condition of it. It is beautiful because this marks very, very easy. So no putting your keys on here because it will spoil that lovely finish. So back to the screen. So there's your sources of entertainment. Okay. Look, did you see that? It was a classical Lover, I think, has had this car. And once you've connected your phone, you can access your call lists, received, missed, dialed. If you have an Android phone, it will also read your text messages to you. Okay. Now the sat nav, as previously mentioned, is very comprehensive. Oh, we've gone a bit dark here again. Very comprehensive. Put your postcode in, and off you go. And I say it does cover you in Europe. And to get live traffic updates, etc., if you connect your phone to the, a Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone to the car, okay, the car then is in effect connected to the internet, and you'll get live traffic updates. You'd also get things like fuel prices, which is extremely topical at the moment, weather updates, etc. Okay. I'm just going to try a little trickery with my phone because it did lighten up last time I did this. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so moving on. You've got this heads-up display here right in front of me. You can adjust that, and that will set to the setting of your seat. And that will display your basic sat-nav function, your speed, any warnings. The car has lane keep assist, radar cruise, all these safety devices that will actually be displayed up there. Should you, for example, if you would take your hands off the wheel, the car would correct itself twice, okay, if it was to veer out of a lane, and then it would come up on the screen, hold the steering wheel, okay. So I'm just going to do this again just to get a bit more light. There we go. I don't entirely know why that's doing that. I do apologise for that. So that will come up there amongst other things, okay. Then you've got your brightness control, etc. What else do we have here in the settings? Display settings, you can turn this screen off, etc. Safety, so you've got the adaptive cruise control, smart city braking, blind spot monitoring, lane keep sips. So blind spot monitoring, if someone overtakes you, there'll be a light there in the wing mirror and a light there in the wing mirror just to say, be careful, somebody is over or undertaking you, okay. I'm just going to do this again. I really apologise for this. Lane keep assist we kind of touched on. It will keep you within the white lines. Smart city braking, it will apply the brake should you get too close to a car in front. Okay, there's two types. You've got the smart city braking system. That's that. So if there's no driver input, you're not turning, braking, accelerating. So you're sort of daydreaming, you're looking out the window, car's rolling into the car, person, object in front, it will apply the brakes. And then the smart braking system, if you did get too close to a car, even if you are driving, I don't know, at a roundabout, etc., it will apply the brakes. All good stuff, because it's recognised by insurers, and therefore should reflect in your insurance premium. Okay, you got the BOSE premium sound system. It's wonderful. You got these lovely tweeters up there. It's great. You saw the subwoofer under where the spare wheel would normally live. The clock, it's GPS synced, so you can't get more accurate than that. You got some nice convenient settings here. For example, walk away lock. So I've now activated that. And I've put the volume on high, so the car will lock when I walk away with the keys on my person. So I can't lock the keys in the car, and it will bleep just to say keys are, the car is locked. And it will also folding the wing mirrors, because the car does have auto wing mirrors. Look at that, it's all brightened up now. Now, I just want to say a few things. Part exchange is extremely welcome, even if you don't have a Mazda. Take a look on our website. You'll see that we often sell cars other than Mazdas and Suzukis, which we are a franchise dealer for. So please, by all means, punch in your reg number, get a evaluation within 10 seconds and all that stuff I always hear on the radio and on the TV. Please do that, get an idea what your car's worth. But speak to us. We want you to have a seamless, enjoyable buying experience, and you'll get the best deal with a part exchange. You really will. Okay. I'm sort of giving you a little look around the car as I speak. The car will come with a 1-year Mazda ZZ Plus used car warranty. Now, this car is actually, hold on. This car is actually a February 2019. So this is like a 19 plate car. So the warranty expired in February this year. Okay. Oh, and look, let me share the warranty, the servicing with you. Look, it was serviced at 4,000 miles, 4620 miles, 8937 miles, and then with us when we acquired it just earlier on in this month. Okay. So all good stuff, full history, lovely. This is a really lovely car. And there you go, 184 PS. It's really lovely, and honestly I prefer driving these diesel ones because there's so much, they just feel a lot more premium because of the way they drive. Really lovely indeed. We've got great finance facilities, part exchange facilities. We've got the facility to extend warranties. Now, the Mazda warranty, please don't get it confused with these other used car warranties or car supermarket warranties, which I've got silly claim limits and really make it impossible to make any claims on, leaving you feeling disgruntled. And we are here to help. So, you know, anything we can do. We're a family-run business. We've been around for years and years and years. I've been with the company 20 years and here 11 over at Orpington. So we want you to come back. So we want to please you. So, you know, you get a good warranty with the car and you get a good level of service, excellent level of service. If you'd like any more specific photographs, videos of this vehicle, and I'll use a different camera if it's a video, just to get a little bit of light, please don't hesitate to ask. And any information on the car, don't hesitate to ask. And do ask at any time of day. We're open 7 days a week. After business hours, drop us an email, live chat, or just call and leave a voicemail. We do pick them up, okay? So, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Do apologise again for the darkness on the video, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.